Welcome back for another Battle Babes interview. Join Laura and I while we chat with Gary, our Division B winner, about his season and his final game. Hope you enjoy it. Let us know in the comments. And we now are here with Gary, our B Division winner. Congratulations, Gary.
Oh, I thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Always a pleasure to sit and have a chat with you.
Oh, definitely. It only took, 2 years to be here, but I'm here now, finally.
Okay, it could be worse.
You had to get past Lee to get here.
Oh, I had to get a bunch of people. I didn't think I was going to this year, but it aligned. And Lee's dice just, crapped the bed on him. So it wasn't like horrible winning or anything, but I was definitely not looking forward to that last match. I was definitely thinking you'd catch a gauze off the head somewhere.
I like gauze shots to the heads. Well, on someone else anyways.
Yeah, you like giving them, not taking them.
Yeah. Let's see where people enter on this podcast and what comments we get for that. But
Can't be any worse than some of the other guys' conversations and whatnot.
yeah, very true, very true. So just talking about your game, you came out with a 4-0 victory, which wow.
Yeah, it was, like I said, I was hitting half the time more than Lee was. That was about it. Came down to numbers. Really good strategy. We danced around each other for the first little bit, but I just got the luckier shots. That's all it was. I did not even think I was going to win that game totally. I was expecting to suck up a couple of gauze shots, and that was it. And, of course, there was the one time his Templar jumped behind me, and I expected to be dead. And then all of a sudden, my Dragonfly just zipped him up a whole torso, and he's just dead Templar, like zip. All one grouping. I apologized because it's not how you want to go with an assault mech.
Oh, Lee, I'm sorry my dice rolled so well.
Pretty much, like it was beautiful grouping, and Lee just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And, I don't blame him. I hate those games too.
Well, those are hard games, I think, either way, winning or losing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you lose, yeah, it's hard to lose, but losing not because of something you necessarily did, but more because of something your dice are doing. But then also the other way around, right? Like when you win, you blow them out of the water and you really just happen that their dice suck that day. Kind of like it does. It's not still really nice, but it's maybe not as nice.
It's bittersweet. It is really bittersweet.
It.
Yeah. I expected it to be a hard fought battle, and it was, because like I said, strategy wise, Lee was an amazing player. I did not think I'd beat him. Then the dice rolled up and it's like, sorry, you're just sitting there going, ouch, I feel for you. There was no headshots in that game whatsoever. Still, it's like, ow, I'm sorry. You want to win gracefully, but you don't want to win them so bad that, they don't want to ever play Battletech with you ever again.
Well, I know Lee wants to play Battletech. Wow. No, he very much enjoyed the game. He always enjoys playing you. I know that. And definitely not sour grapes against you with those kinds of games. But yeah, I know he was quite disappointed just with the dice, not the loss. He's disappointed with the loss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can't. When the dice fail, the dice fail. And I mean, this season, I've had 2 or 3 games like that where they just sour, you can't do anything, and you just take the lump loss and good to go.
Yeah. I guess this year it was your job to take out the Thoms, though.
Oh, yes.
Did you play Gary this year?
Who?
Heather?
Yeah.
Oh, did I? I played him first game in the playoffs.
Yep, first round.
Knocked me out.
It wasn't that bad. It was actually really good.
You still knocked me out.
Yeah, probably better score than your husband got, though.
I do believe so.
I don't think it was a 4-0.
I don't remember what the score was for our game now.
Ooh, let's see.
I'm wondering.
I have it.
Okay, good.
3-1.
Because I've 3-1. So yeah, our
Yeah.
game was better. Not a shocker considering I'm a better player than my husband.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm scared of heavy improved gods rifles, don't worry. Even as a clanner, they scare me.
Well, I think that a GOTS rifles, like honestly, is probably one of the best ways from what I've seen to take out clans because they take out the head if you can get it.
Oh yeah, it's a head capper.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah.
I just feel like with introduction with the clans this year, and I mean, I was surprised when nobody like snapped them up really, really quick when it was decision day. Like nobody really snapped them up really quick this year.
I think people were a little leery about the clans. I mean,
Yeah.
The veterans, it's a love-hate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The veteran players know the limitations or the fact that clans can be overpowered. So it's like some of the more fair play vets didn't want to take them because they don't want to just wipe the field.
Roll people. I agree. And I kind of followed that because I didn't want to go, like, I mean, we had the pulse rule last year, which I figured was fair. And I followed it this year with my lands because I understand with the targeting computer and pulses, you're at a -3 the whole game. It just makes it a little bit overpowered at when you stay at long ranges. You're having a +1 to hit all day and everybody else is, especially with the camouflage, that was a little cheesy on my part. And I mean, everybody took camouflage. It was always cheesy.
I was like, I took camouflage on a quad.
Who can hold down? So
Who can
that
hold
is
down?
that is a bit cheesy, actually.
I'm okay with that cheese. I'm okay with that cheese because it's mine cheese.
Yep,
It's not so
exactly it.
not quite as bad as Darren putting a speed demon on his Kodiak. So suddenly that thing was coming across the field like 7 hexes at you. Boom! Now
Yeah.
it's got a +3 modifier. Like, no thanks.
Oh yeah,
So what
It's
did
a-
that do? I don't know anything about that.
I
it gave
don't know
him
what
the +1 on run. So
Is
you
it
can move if it's on a fad. Like if he's just straight lining at you, you get 7 hexes coming
7
right at
hexes.
you.
Yeah, and it's assault mech. Assault mechs aren't supposed to go that fast.
No, that's true. But I did that with my Blitzkrieg and I could run 11 and
what
count it as a walk.
Yeah. What did you have on? What weapons did you have on your blitz?
I had Ultra.
The Ultra
AC.
20.
Yeah, Ultra. Yeah.
That can make a pretty big hole on your mech.
It can, but it's the problem of getting in there and not getting your face blown off real damn quick.
As a Blitzkrieg, you're always just relying on your speed. That's all you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, but it was, I did like it. I think it, but yeah, some of that cheese definitely, like some of those moves, they're smart. It makes it hard for other people sometimes.
Mhm.
And sometimes
Yeah.
they're just amusing. Just to take this on this mech, see what happens.
Oh yeah, like Jeff's. I'm sorry, but that whole lance was disgusting and just rolled me like nobody's business whatsoever. Like with all the little bit of cheese that he had, like it was just beautiful. Like it was perfectly set up and everything, and he played it well. No wonder why he totally won all of it.
Learning like how to work your points to be able to get those skills in there to make it worthwhile, like adding camouflage to a quad and being able to haul down, like so many people even now look at me like I'm insane because I took quads, and I'm like, really? Other than the forward arc, right? Other than having to be a little bit more careful with that, because I had to do that with you, Gary, didn't I? Or was that Laura? It was Laura. I had to pivot.
Yeah.
You did. Because I came up and I got out of your front arc and you didn't have a turret on it. And it's like you literally had to spend the movement points to stand up.
Mhm.
One
Yep.
hex facing towards me and haul down again.
Yep. Oh yes.
Yep.
But
Sorry, not sorry.
yeah.
So I mean, like next year is going to be a little bit difficult with choosing who I want to go with. Now that I've played the clan, and I didn't go with anything cheesy. I enjoyed the clan. I started off, I was like, okay, what's essential for a clan force? Let's just pop a Daiichi in there and just work everything else around it. I took the weirdest clan 2C. I took an Archer C, which was weird because when it got faction tacked, it had the ATN 9s, and I feel like that weapon system was just overpowered because people did not like me shooting at 27 range at them.
No, we did not.
Yeah, so I mean, the clans have their place, and with having only 3 mechs, it was definitely a disadvantage. The elementals didn't do much, or they were easily countered. Like, everybody had a plan for them this year, even though you could just play around their range. Or people just stood in a light, or not a light, but a clear hex, and could thrash them and destroy them in one round. Or Jeff just painted them and pasted them all over the place. Jesus. Those plasma cannons. Yeah, he did. He really did. Like, it was one turn and the whole lance was just gone.
We'll have to keep that term in mind next year if someone does the same thing. Oh, you painted them.
Oh yeah.
That's a keeper. I've looking at like the clans and some of the ways that people like the way that they did the composition of their lances and stuff. It's just really cool to look at the differences. So even if you're looking at clans, everybody's lance was different. Even if two people had direwolf, they're not going to be the same because there is so many different options, which I think is really cool about League for sure.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed all of the factions, and I mean, I've played FedCom, I've played clans now, so I mean, and I've come close both years. Like the first year, fine, I haven't played Battletech in 10 years, since ever moving out of Saskatchewan over to Alberta like 15 years ago now. And I've won there too. I've won like a big tournament there that they put on as well, which is quite kind of funny. But I mean, it all has to come back to you. And that first season, I placed like last. I was dead bottom. I was like basement bottom. It was kind of funny. And then last year, improved to B-side championship again, and then lost to Alex. Yeah, lost Alex, and that was the worst losing. Like if I know how it loses to dice, because that was the worst thing ever. Was a headshot to your salt mech on turn 3. Oof. That is the worst. And you're like, okay, well, that was fun. Can we reset? Can we do it again? Let's try that again. No. But I didn't think I was going to make it this time. My lance I made some wrong choices on it, and I could have been better with my skill choices, I think. But all in all, I finally made it to, the B-side championship, which that's what my plan was. I don't think I'm ever going to be A-side-ish. I'll tease the idea every little once in a while, but, that's the big boys, and their shit's scary.
Yeah, they're stuff is scary. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, I love to hear that from you, Gary, because it's Laura and I talk about this all the time, and we're like, man, I'm not looking forward to this game, or oh, I really don't want to play this person. And we say that about you. Mm-hmm. You scare me.
Yeah. I know how it is, and it's all about tactics. You're supposed to be thinking 2 or 3 turns ahead, and what they're going to be doing, what you're going to be doing. Hopefully the numbers are not going to be, screwing you over. So it's a good strategy game. I like it. It's social. You're supposed to be having fun with it, and even in loss, you're supposed to be having fun with it, because you learn. That's what you do. You learn to play a little bit better every time you play Battletech. Everybody's social. I love playing everybody.
We're an easygoing crowd.
Yeah, we have our quirks. Everybody has their quirks.
And we can ask advice if something's not going right, or...
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Or you're playing against someone like you, Gary, who helps you think stuff through.
Oh yeah, I don't ever want to play the easy game of Battletech. Even though I've played for a while now, I still want to be better at it. I still want to get better at what I can do, but I don't ever easy win. That to me is, you've got to be learning something when you're playing Battletech, and you just have to sit there and think about it. Is that a good idea? What are my numbers? How is it going to turn out? And yeah, sometimes it's not a good idea to jump in the water. It really isn't.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a drowning grasshopper somewhere in my office right now.
Right?
No. Yeah, no.
Nope.
So even if I lose, even if I tie, and I mean, my record this year was not great. It was 4-4-2. I was definitely thinking that I'd be knocked out of the top 16. So, and especially when there's 32 players, or 30ish, whatever you feel like saying, it's pretty good. I know that there's a lot of talent in this league and a lot of player that's been playing forever, like JP and Jeff. And like I said, I don't want to face them. Every time I face them, it's like I learn something, but I always die. I always die horribly.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So, we kind of bypassed your game a little bit. We heard a little bit. So I just have a few questions for you. 4-0 win. That like we talked about, bittersweet, which you said it way more eloquently than I did. Was there, shocker, Heather not being eloquent. Anyways, thinking of the game, was there anything, like any highlights, anything that you're kind of like, wow, I can't believe that worked, or?
Oh, it wasn't more how it worked. It was more like the surprising that I did. Like Lee told me straight up, he's like, I expect you to park that Daishi and just sit there and shoot the whole game. And that's what he was going for. That's what he was playing for. Where I was just like, what are you talking about? It's an assault mech. I'm going to come down off the hill and assault. The whole point of it. So it was the fun back and forth between me and Lee where he was strategizing something and I just totally pulled something else out of my ass. And to me, that's the whole point of it, because you're having fun and you're doing something expected. Now, I'm not DFAing, but that's not my kind of thing, but it happens.
I definitely didn't do that in a playoff game because of it.
So, but no, there was nothing too crazy. Like I said, when he jumped behind me, I thought something was going to die horribly, or I was going to be down half a mech, and he missed with everything with his Templar, and all of a sudden I railed the whole torso off of it.
I was going to say someone did die rather quickly.
Yeah, there was a couple of things. So it was definitely a really good game. Highlights just the scariness of how many lasers can come off of a laser boat. Like even that dragonfly that Brett named the Dragoonfly had 5 medium lasers on it and could jump for 7. So it was always getting +3, +4, plus woods. It could never hit, but that's fine. It was doing its job. It carried the elementals and it did its job. I just think Lee had, like I said, if Lee's dice was any different, it would have been a totally different game. I don't think it would have been 4-0. I would think it would have been closer to at least a 2-2 tie if Lee's dice had actually hit.
Yeah, and that's kind of you still want to win, but having it that close, just hard fought battle, right? It feels kind of nice, but
it is. It's so very bittersweet, especially like since last year. I know exactly how it felt to have the dice just crap the bed on you and you fight as hard as possible for the win. And yeah, you get it, you learn, or you don't. And I mean, you get it next year. I'm betting that Lee next year is just going to have this raging, hate on for anything clanners next year.
Or maybe he'll get lucky enough and be able to run a clan lance.
Yeah, exactly. And be all cheesy as everybody else is. And yeah, go for it. I don't mind the cheese whatsoever. I'll play something fun because it's what I do. I liked playing last year with the Rack 5s and then this year with the Dirty Clanners that were like, because I always laughed when I said my name. It was the Red Sun Irregulars, sponsored by Clan Diamond Shark, because clanners are bastards, so they just wanted to be part of the action and get a team in there and have a whole bunch of clanner technology.
Yeah, show everybody what those clanners can do.
Oh yeah, except I had really bad inner sphere pilots in them.
You can't win them all.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you did. You're B-side champion.
Well, that was more luck. There was a definite couples that was way more luck than it would have been anything else. And like I said, my record was not great, so it could have went either or. I could have been like on the bubble, or I could have been, in A side, and that is not cool either. So
yeah. I was like, I'd love to win all my games, but I'm okay with some of these losses because I sure as hell don't want to be up there with the big boys. Not yet. Maybe in a few years.
Yeah, next year. See what kind of mechs we have for next year, kind of thing. So I'm quite excited for it. I still haven't heard if we're moving technology years or anything like that, but it's always fun. I'm not a big mech theorist. Putting lances together is not on my ideas, but I always get help from people. They always be like, hey, this is a better idea than this one. Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Well, and I like when most of the people, like when they say stuff like that, they don't just say, well, it's just better. They'll walk you through, which is really cool. How are you going to build a community if you don't do that with each other?
Oh, I totally agree. I like the mentoring that happens. I like the socializing that happens. I like the community of it all. So that's what interests me. I'm a very social person, and I like coming together every second Sunday and rolling some dice at people. Hopefully things will hit.
So you were saying that you're coming back next year. What's one thing that you're hoping to see or you're looking forward to?
I don't know. It might be different faction rules. Everybody's faction tech was different. Some of them could be rethought, I thought. Some of them were very and then you see some of them that were picked every single time by people. I think the aspect of picking a faction and then trying to build something that's either lore specific or even just fun to play. Because I mean, I don't know, but I'll run a rifleman. I have no problem doing that. I love them. They're good.
Yeah, that's a interesting idea. The trying to pick like you said, pick your faction and then your lance based off lore or something. Even though we do know, for all our adoring fans out there, we need to get back to the book. We know, but
we'll get there. We promise.
Right, but getting to play Grayson's squad, like his lance, that would be so cool.
I think I have the mechs. I think I have the Grey Death Legion box of mechs.
Nice.
I want to say Lee bought it for me. He bought the book.
Sure?
But I have a feeling no, but I can't normally remember what I did this morning. So I can guarantee he has the mech somewhere.
Yeah. So anyone you didn't face this year that you want to face next year or haven't in the 3 years that we've...
I don't think I've Chris fought Chris M. I don't think I fought him this year or last year. Some of the new guys, I faced a couple of the new guys this year, so that was all good. I don't think I really missed out on anybody in the league. I don't think I've played you, Laura, yet, though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But other than that, I think I've pretty much matched up with everybody else in the league. I've had to face JP and Aaron and all those guys. And so, yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that I need to fight or want to fight. But Chris, I haven't fought. And I really wanted to fight Grumpy Bear this year. I really wanted to see what a clan could do to an assault lance like that, to where he's going to be getting up in my face the whole time.
That would have been a very high, powerful fire.
Oh yeah, if he got in close, it would have been just disgusting in close. Yeah. But the bad thing is people think they can sneak up on a Daiichi and it just flips its arms. And yeah, that's the Templar did not like that too much. So kind of what happened to Lee there. He jumped behind the Daiichi and the Daiichi flipped its arms and went kapow. Oh, look, that sucked. Sorry, I hit all of your right torso and killed all 3 of your engines. Sorry.
Not sorry.
Hey, that's just good grouping.
Yeah, that's just how the dice rolls. It's just nice
fantastic grouping.
Oh yeah, it was. It was 2 PPCs and a large pulse all to the torso.
Oh.
And then I rolled criticals and it's dead mech. I'm ow, sorry. I would have liked to spread that out and got one more shot in, but okay. Yeah.
Let me change my direction of fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, it was a great game, and it's been this whole year has been good, I thought. Even with some crappy losses, like getting a head cap as I come around the corner to finish off Carlo. That was just the worst game that I had this year, I thought. I was up and ready to roll. My Daiichi wasn't touched. His Daiichi was on the ground. I come around the corner and he put the gauze in the face. And I'm like, you suck.
Right?
Yeah, good win. Thanks for coming out. You suck. Yeah. Because I thought I was pretty close to beat. I almost had him beat. And like I said, the Daiichi was on the ground, moving around like a worm, but can't stop a gauze rifle to the face. And this is the 3rd year that I have not taken combat wisdom. So I might have to take it next year just in case, because the odds will not be in my favor.
Whatever you have to do to make your decisions. I know I sometimes have ideas and I'm like, oh yeah, I should do this.
Anything else on the list?
Well, one last one, because we honestly, it's funny, in the whole ramble in the beginning, we've pretty much covered every single topic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Except for, what hobbies outside of Battletech do you have?
Outside of Battletech, I'm a card player too. I play Magic. I play Battletech, the card game too, the dead game. I video game. I read. There's lots of stuff. Little stuff. I also like biking. I'm trying to buy myself, spend, that $600 mark on one of those big wheel tired bikes finally this year. But nice. I can't bring myself to do it. So not yet anyways. I have to save up a little bit more. But yeah, I play lots of video games. Right now I'm playing Fallout 76 with a bunch of people. Pal World, my kid.
No.
I know, the kid
Lee and I
is like,
started playing Pal World.
that game is addicting, and the kid is like, he's looking at me right now like, get off the computer, Gary, I want to play Pal World. And I'm like, no, it's mine. It's my turn. Yeah.
I don't know anything about this Pal World.
It's Pokemon with guns
Yeah, pretty much.
and slavery.
Yeah, and forced work camps.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of communism.
Nice.
But it's fun, yeah. But I like playing Fallout 76. I'm really been hearing good things about Helldivers 2, so that might also be the next acquisition of mine. But yeah, I like playing video games. I like reading a lot too. I'm into the Bolo series, which are basically sentient tanks that get really big. So
Cool.
oh yes, and also of course the Battletech lore too. I listen to your guys' podcast on it and everything like that, and haven't read them in forever, but
Well, see, we're getting back to it.
Yeah.
When I'm done doing this podcast, we'll get back in, because I need to know what happened to Grayson. We know he survived.
Exactly. Well,
And we've got 2 more books to go.
Yeah, considering my husband bought them in leather covers, I should
Yeah.
probably read them. Yeah.
probably. But no, it was a good interview. Thank you so much. It was a good season. I appreciate all the hard work of all the admins, because it takes a lot to deal with all of our brutish assholishness that we have going on for over the year. So now we have a little bit of a break.
I was just gonna say shenanigans.
And you have a little bit of a break. Admin don't really take a break.
Yeah, no, they don't. No, they
Although
don't.
the guys have a bit more work over the break than Heather and I do.
Yeah, yeah. Going through the rule book, yeah, all the
Yeah.
suggestions of everybody. But yeah, can't wait till the awards and see all that, and hopefully Lee talked me into buying a banner this year, so
Woohoo.
celebrating the win.
Woo woo.
So here's hoping that's in before the awards come up.
Yeah, I think a bunch have come in. I'm not sure who had what, but they're definitely
Nice.
here.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah, that
sounds
was
good.
his goal, to have some of the merch being able to be given out at the award ceremony.
Yep, sounds good.
Thanks for coming on, Gary. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, and it's dang bastard knocked me out, but I'll give it to you this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Next
Just
year's
means
another
next
story.
year's another story. Yeah, exactly, Laura. Totally another story next year. We'll see how it goes.
Well, yeah, we'll see, and we'll see you by the time this comes out. It'll be like a day or two, but we'll see you in a couple weeks. And
Yep.
yeah,
We'll see at the other award ceremony and see how things go from there, and see who wins all those prestigious awards.
yeah. Mhm.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah,
You
thanks
too.
for joining us.
Of course, always a pleasure to be a guest on the podcast.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary.
All right. Have a good night.
Anybody that's tuning in for the first time, we have 2 other episodes with interviews with our Division D and our C champions, and hope you enjoy this episode.